Hi, welcome to YoMathStudy. I'm Johan. Welcome to the channel. I have to make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button and make sure that you follow up with everything that's going on here. So in the last video, we discussed all the reasons why you might be quote unquote bad at math. Most of it related to study habits, making sure that you're doing everything that you can to really work with your long-term memory, getting familiar with processes, making sure that you forgive yourself, giving yourself space to do your best work. But that's actually the lowest level reason, actually. One of the next reasons why a lot of people are bad at math, quite frankly, is because of standardized tests. Standardized tests and these kind of markers of standardized testing where we've kind of blanketed how people need to learn or what they need to learn has really contributed to this. Now, let me be clear. Tests are important, okay? Exams and tests have existed for, I don't know, thousands of years, okay? We do need to make sure that there's a certain level of standard that people can meet before we can say whether or not they're proficient at something. And so it is important for us to have standards. However, in, I believe, our culture, standardized tests have largely been a way to just track people or push people into certain tracks or become a barrier of entry more than it is a way to assess where people are and then help. Instead, we look at it more like a relay race of some sort where whoever crosses the finish line first and gets the most amount of points is the winner. But that's not helping anybody be better at math, nor is it making them a better test taker. If anything, it makes them more anxious because now they have to perform like an athlete rather than a problem solver. I tell people standardized tests have definitely done that. If you've taken the SAT or the ACT, many of the word problems, even on the GRE, any kind of standardized test, a lot of times the math problems and the word problems that you see are not framed how they really would be in real life. It's very confusing language. It's a very specific kind of problem that they want you to solve. A very specific kind of way that you have to even look at the problem on the test. It's really just still kind of a one-dimensional way of seeing whether or not you can fit into a certain mode of thinking. But we've also used standardized tests to pressure people on time. Right now, I've seen a lot more discussions around time accommodations, but that didn't really get pushed for until these kind of standardized testing environments started making more and more people feel under pressure and understand that it's not fair that if I want to double check or triple check my work, if I want to be diligent, if I want to make sure that I did something correctly, then I'm running up against time. Now, of course, there's only so much time that a person can give for you to answer a question. If it takes you a really long time to answer just one question, then you may not be as good or as proficient at something. If there's an environment where time is more allowed, then of course I'm sure that there would be more and more mathematicians and engineers and scientists all around the world. But there is a time constraint all around us. But at the same time, we've also caused people to think that speed and not accuracy is more important. So please be sure to understand that standardized tests, as we've also seen, help on those tests are also stratified among economic resources and the ability to get to certain places. We're not even going to really get into cultural bias and all those other things, but just understand that as a nation that prides itself on these kinds of things, especially to qualify people in certain places, standardized tests have often made people feel that they are worse at math than they actually are. So be sure to understand that it's not all your fault. Once you've done the best that you can to understand the material, look at the landscape and those hurdles around you, and then assess those hurdles in reference to yourself and ask yourself, is it really me, or am I not adjusting to the hurdles that are also around me? All right, so that's the next level. The next level after that, beyond standardized tests, we're going to start talking about something even deeper. So Stick with me. I think you're going to really enjoy it.